Hey, I'm Pete Techman Coman, and welcome to another episode of The Tech Effect. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Tony Abrahams, the CEO and co-founder of AI Media. Tony, welcome to New York.
Thanks, Pete. Great to be here.
What a view, eh? What a view.
Day.
It's epic. Tony, we stumbled across AI Media at ISE, Integrated Systems Europe in Barcelona this year, and we were blown away by the technology that you had on display. Can you tell us a little bit more about AI Media and what problems is it solving?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm glad you saw that, because that would have been LEXI Voice, I think, the very first. And that was a pre-release version of LEXI Voice, actually. We just launched the full commercial version of that at NAB on April the 7th.
Wow,
and,
a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, yeah. And it was the very first foray in 22 years outside of our core LEXI text that we've been delivering. And what we're doing with AI now is much deeper than what we've ever done before.
Right.
While we started the business delivering closed captioning, we're now delivering AI into every possible workflow for our customers, live and recorded, using the best of public information, private information, that is scaled within that organization to be coherent and clear, and then live information on top of that. So if you can think about it as the best of ChatGPT, but with your private information and updated live with the thousands of LEXI feeds that we have going around the world. So it's like a Bloomberg service almost, tailored to your organization.
No, that's amazing. And like you mentioned, this is not a startup. I mean, you've been at this for 22 years right now, and I think you're way ahead of your time. AI Media, I mean, that's been the name from the beginning.
It's been the name
Today,
from the beginning.
everything's AI, but back then, you had the foresight to see, where this technology was really going.
Yeah, Pete, and look, to be fair, we were using AI from the very beginning.
Yes.
And AI itself has been used for almost 50 years. So when we came in 2003, we were looking to solve a particular problem. And that's with my co-founders, Alex Jones and the late Leonie Jackson, both of whom are profoundly deaf. And the problem we were trying to solve was actually not about broadcast. It was about education. So if you were deaf, how do you actually get an education? Typically, it was very difficult. And back in 2003, 50% of deaf kids never completed high school. Never completed high school. Do you think about it? The teachers looking at the board and scribbling away. How do you hear? How do you know? And if you if you miss a rung of learning, it's very difficult to actually get up that ladder. And what we sought to do was to find a way to deliver live captioning at scale in classrooms. And we did this as early as 2007. And that was with a product that used AI but had a human in the loop to moderate that AI, and they were called a re-speaker. And what they did is they listened to everything that was being said, and they repeated it into a speech recognition engine that they had trained to their unique voice print. And then every time it made a mistake, they corrected it. And that's how the machine learning and AI got good enough. And so these re-speakers that we had would listen, repeat, and keep listening as they went through. So it was a very, very particular skill. But it was the only way that we could actually deliver live captioning at scale. And at its peak, we had over 800 re-speakers at AI Media.
And so basically now, like from where you are today, that business, you've actually had to really shut that business down because the technology that you have today doesn't require, like you said, a human in the loop to do that translation and captioning.
That's right. So from about 2017, 2018, we knew that this moment of ChatGPT, where you could actually deliver generative AI without the need for a human in the loop, that was actually something that was going to come and going to come really soon.
Yes.
Now, we were prepared for that in 2019. We listed on the ASX in 2020, and on 2021 we did what was the most fundamental acquisition of AI Media's history, which is to acquire the business based here in New York, which is EEG.
Okay.
And EEG produced the equipment, the encoders that actually allowed you to begin the processing of the audio in real time, and to embed the AI in an orchestration layer. So effectively what we are an AI orchestration platform that embeds all forms of AI in any part of our customers' workflows. And it's a big shift from being a captioning company. So our business today looks nothing like the business that we took to listing in 2020. Because in 2020 we had a human in the loop on everything. And now we only have a human in the loop on a fraction of 1%.
Wow. Okay. So everything now is automated. You've automated that whole process. Right. So there's no humans involved.
Well, we still do have humans, right? And we've said that even from December this year, 20% of our business in terms of its revenue will still be delivered with some form of human curation. Right. And they are for very important events. If you think about, you don't want the American national anthem coming out with the wrong words. It might be sung in Spanish. You might need the words in Spanish. You might have a lot of crowd noise in a game that makes it not yet capable for automated delivery. But to give you a sense on it, we've gone from 100% human augmented in 2020 to less than 1% human augmented today. And our volume has gone from less than 1 million minutes to 120 million minutes.
That's incredible.
In that period.
That's incredible. And so in the past you were providing a service, right? And now you're really providing a platform.
Platform, technology, and a product that scales.
Got it. So you mentioned sports. So I believe that you have topic models available that can be plugged into the LEXI Voice to be able to I suppose, better understand or comprehend what's actually going on. For instance, you might have a football match or a soccer match over in Europe and the players have got some unique, unusual names, so you might have a module for that, a topic model for that, and then you've also got another one for maybe something in the medical field when you've got some very specific kinds of terms that are used. Can you tell me a bit more about that and how that works, and why would you use that? Does that help with the accuracy?
Dreams take flight, and the cities glow both day and night. Skyscrapers rise, touch the sky. In New York's heart, I'll reach so high.
Yeah, Pete, look, all of the content has a topic model. And that's actually part of the core architecture of the LEXI system. And we actually developed that as AI Media for our re-speakers in the past, because the re-speakers needed to know all the funny names of the players in European soccer as well. So all we're doing now is we've automated that process and we're serving it up to the AI. We kind of think of it a bit like a jukebox service. So it's an orchestration layer. Remember, what we deliver is AI orchestration. And so we orchestrate a topic model depending on what is being played at each particular moment on TV. And that can vary 30 seconds to 30 seconds, or in the case of a game, it can be on for 2.5 hours. But the point is that the information relevant to which topic model it is fully automated. It sits behind our broadcaster systems, and that plugs directly into LEXI, so no human needs to touch anything.
Got it. And tell me a little bit more about the architecture of the system. Is there hardware involved? There's obviously software involved. Is the cloud involved? How does it all kind of come together?
Look, it is absolutely a mix of hardware and software. The EEG business that we bought, when we bought it in 2021, it was already 40 years old.
Really?
And they've been producing this hardware, which was the captioning encoders, for 40 years. And when we bought them, 95% of the revenue was made by manufacturing these boxes. And they were only delivered into US broadcast. That was it. There were 5,000 of them. Now we've got 6,000 of them. But for every $1 in sale that used to occur for a box, we used to get 10 cents in LEXI.
Okay.
Now for every $1 we sell for a box,
Right.
we get $2
Oh,
in
wow.
LEXI.
Okay.
So we've 20x'd the SaaS
Yes.
in the 4 years since we've owned EEG. And that's where we see this going.
Got it.
And you mentioned before that it was about LEXI Voice.
Yes.
It's actually the same architecture
Okay.
for LEXI Text or LEXI Voice
Okay.
or LEXI AI.
Right.
All three of our products
Yes.
use the same core architecture, which is a mix of hardware on-prem, cloud-based service,
Yeah.
and live updates.
Okay. And when we're talking about accuracy, where are we in comparison to a human? So if humans listening and doing the transcription and the translation, what sort of percentage is that at typically? And then how does that compare to what you're offering?
For many, many years, a bit like digital cameras,
Yeah.
you were getting a trade-off.
Okay.
If you wanted to use a digital camera, you would get a less good picture than if you were using film for a long time.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden,
There's a tipping point.
there was a tipping
Right,
point.
yeah.
That tipping point happened for text
Yes.
in 2023.
Okay.
So in November of 2023,
Yes.
that was when the automated service exceeded the human service,
wow. Okay.
and now it continues to improve.
Right.
So we are now getting 99.5% accuracy live
Right, that's
on a lot of
amazing.
our content for text.
Yes.
And then now we've released LEXI Voice, which is one stream in, multiple translation streams out.
Okay.
In less than 10 seconds, it's better than humans.
And so it's near perfect, 99.4, it's near perfect.
It's near perfect.
And you mentioned multiple languages, so multiple concurrent languages.
Multiple
So you have
concurrent languages.
one feed in.
Yep.
It does my understanding, it does the transcription first, then the translation,
Correct?
right? And it can translate up to how many languages?
Hundreds
Concurrently.
concurrently. And that's the
Wow.
that's the box. That's
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
box does,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the virtue of this of these encoders.
Yes.
Now we've also got software encoders.
Yes.
And we go, well, software encoder, but you actually put it on hardware. Of
Okay,
course, 'cause,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
even in the cloud,
Right.
it's on a spinning disk.
So
somewhere.
with all this happening in the background, and this is all real time, right?
all live, less than 10 seconds.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. So, and how does so the latency is less than 10 seconds? What are
Down
the,
from 30 12 months ago,
Oh,
if
wow,
you can
that's
believe
it.
that. And 30
That's
seconds
huge.
is not live.
But why is that? What's
The tech.
the tech?
It's the Nvidia chips are getting better and faster. It's the AI algorithms are getting bigger and better. The LLMs are getting better.
Yes.
And really, we are an AI orchestration layer. We are not developing new speech to text. We
Yes.
are not developing new translation technologies.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're embedding these in the workflows,
Right.
intelligent workflows of our customers,
Okay.
and finding new and better places to add and insert extra AI
Yes.
to deliver our customers improved coherence and clarity for the information that they need to make
Yeah.
their business a success.
Got it. So that's why you've started like exhibiting at ISE, and then last week or the other week you were at NAB over in Vegas. You've traditionally played in that broadcast market, but it now sounds like you have a solution that would be perfect for enterprise, large corporates, schools, all sorts of things, right?
Yeah. And look, we've set that out in terms of growing our business to be 60 million in EBITDA in FY29.
Yeah.
We can't get there with just captions in
Yes.
North America.
Yeah.
Right? We can't even just get there with captions on broadcast TV.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've basically said there's a set of 9 target markets that we're looking to get.
Yeah.
So it's a 3x3 matrix.
Okay.
If you think about it as broadcast is the first market, well,
Yeah.
we're in that market.
Sure.
Then
Sounds like you pretty much own that market.
we own that market in North America in live.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
remember, we're talking about live,
Yeah.
not recorded.
Yes. Yeah.
Remember, 99% of the world's media is recorded.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Very
and that's
small
relative,
amount of it
so
is
it's a lot
actually
easier
live.
doing that translation. You can do that translation and transcription and all that.
There is nothing, there is no moat anyone can have in the recorded media space.
Yeah.
Because exactly as you say, there's
Yeah.
heaps of time to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
What stops ChatGPT doing this?
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And audio description is a great example of this, right? This is something that you know, 2 years ago would have taken 30 human hours to go and describe. Yes, we can do it in an automated fashion, but so can ChatGPT. Describe what's going on in this video so that someone who's blind can follow the storyline. That's all you need to say. And it will generate, right? So there's nothing special in anything that's not live. Our fidelity comes by delivering things live, by orchestrating it with the information that you need to get it accurate enough. So the topic models, the timing, but also the sequencing. So what we do when we're doing a live translation of a sporting game is, what the workflow, as you said, it goes from speech into text, text into the translated text, and then from that text into speech in a synthetic voice in that other language. And that's done parallel, so you can do it for 100 different languages if you wanted. You point them to 100 different destinations, obviously, because you can't listen to two languages at the same time. But the difference in the product that we released on April the 7th to the ones we released before is the voice sounds human.
Right. Okay. So before, did you have that voice before, and then it didn't? Like you said that it sounds human now. Did it? It
sounded a little bit robotic.
Right. Okay. But now it's a lot more.
Now you
and
can't tell.
Right. Really.
Now, we haven't quite got to the point, I mean, we launched the product on April the 7th, and it's what, April the 23rd today. So, you know, it's been 2 weeks. But within 6 months, we will match tone and emotion.
That's incredible.
And what we will also be able to do is pull out the isolated voice track of a commentator and send only that to the engine. So you don't get the background noise and all that kind of stuff.
That would obviously potentially even confuse it or cause accuracy issues and speed.
Because if it hears background noise, it thinks it's a word. It doesn't know that it's background noise. With the current tech setup. In 6 months, it will know that it's noise.
And how you mentioned that obviously it's a lot more fluid these days, right, with the voice. How many, are there multiple voices that you can choose from? And look, very soon you'll be able to clone the voice. Really? And even accents and things like that? How far is that?
Well, the accent will be in whatever accent you're delivering you're delivering the language into. Right? But accents were cracked in about 2022, 2023. 2023 probably was when accents got cracked, and that was basically when the industry had previously developed separate language models for different accents. So there was an English module, an Indian English module from India, you could have an Australian model, a US model, even if there was a Canadian model. What they did is they basically smooshed them all together, massively increased the accuracy.
Incredible.
So now you are much better off using LEXI to understand someone with a difficult accent speaking English than trying to use it yourself. Because LEXI's amazing at accents.
But going back to like that enterprise corporate market, I see the ability to provide insights into every meeting. Right? Like what are we talking about, whether it's internally or externally, trying to get those insights, all these kinds of things, you know. I think that's so powerful for these businesses. And then I believe that you can you create your own model as well? Like,
absolutely.
So you take all that data.
You have to create your own model.
Okay.
You have to create your own model. And this is the LEXI AI product. So we've got LEXI Text, been going since 2003. We've got LEXI Voice, which we launched on April the 7th, 2 weeks ago. And then our future focus is LEXI AI. Right? And that LEXI AI started with the product LEXI Brew. And that's the first product within the AI series. And what that seeks to do is it's got a private large language model that has information that's relevant to our customer's organization, and it scales that information internally. So that if you're, say, a research analyst at a bank and you're looking at a property trust stock and you want to have a look at Dex's Property Trust, how do you go and get all of the firm's combined intellectual property as to the 15-year history of that particular stock? That's what LEXI AI does.
Got it. So,
and it means that anyone at that bank can press a button and get the firm view on it. Okay. Whereas previously, you would have to have trawled through each of the individual publications and then done your own look at it.
Yeah.
So it's basically, think of it as having the power of ChatGPT, but with the organization's data.
Yes. Yeah.
And that data can be replicated and shared in a consistent way within the organization.
Yeah. And you do all the, like, because there's a lot of data that's available. Like I'm just thinking, like, a little bit outside what we're talking about here, but like a smart building, there's a lot of data that in there. But the trouble is, no one knows how to collect it. No one knows how to aggregate it. So
that's what we do. That's orchestration.
Yes.
That's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one knows how to get the data in. How do you actually get the audio feed in?
Yes.
Where do you put the audio feed out? Right. Yeah. Think about us. You know, we're not a Tesla. We're more a toll road.
Got it.
Right. We help people get from A to B. The information from A to B, and it's all done seamlessly and automated.
Talking about all the live aspect of it, which is really like what separates you from the competition, right? Being able to do it live, being able to do it in real time. You know, you're talking about, you said in the last, say, 12 months, you've gone down from 30 seconds to 10 seconds. Maybe the next 12 months, you're down to 3 seconds or 5 seconds, like with the way that everything's going. What about recorded content?
But dreams take flight, and the city's glow both day and night. Skyscrapers rise, touch the sky. In New York's heart, I'll reach so high.
Oh, yeah. Recorded's easy.
Easy?
Yeah, by comparison, recorded's easy. So, look, we, I mean, as late as 2020, we had, I think, 45% of our business was recorded.
Got it.
Now it's like 8%.
Right.
But what we're doing is we are now delivering that same fidelity and cost effectiveness of service that we're doing with live with recorded.
Yes.
So, you know, we're effectively now delivering 100 times more content than we did in 2020 at 25% more revenue. So you go, well, hang on, you must be doing it a lot cheaper than you did before, and we are. And that's obviously part of the scaling process, is that we're able to provide people with a solution that's scalable.
Yes.
No one needs to choose when you have this on and when you don't have this on. It's on all the time. Every meeting that you've got in your organization is going to be transcribed. Everyone can be translated. Everyone can be understood. And every meeting you can scale the clarity and insight to within your organization from that in an automated way. We've got all of the elements of that within our LEXI AI solution. And it's then a question of how you implement that based on what's most important for the individual customer organization. And then what you've got to do is you've got to have processes and systems in place to validate the data.
Yes.
Because if you haven't got the right data in there, it's going to be
a mess.
And a great example, right? I've been using this myself because I like to eat our own dog food, and it's been amazing. It generated my performance review in 2 minutes, and I went, "That's pretty good, actually."
Was it a good review?
It was a pretty good review. It certainly had a lot more detail than what I would have put in it. In terms of SaaS transition and leadership, all that kind of stuff.
And how did it generate that? Was that
it's
like
because I've fed it in. So I fed in all the information that was relevant and none of the information that wasn't. But what I did do wrong one day is I used speech recognition to do an input. And all of a sudden, it had me doing strange things and making strange recommendations. And I went and had a look in thing, and I realized that it said, I tried to say I'm leading AI media, and the speech recognition came out saying I'm leaving AI media. Now I picked this up immediately because all of a sudden I've got this incoherent
hopefully it didn't affect the share
coming
price.
Back. No, it didn't. And I'm not leaving. But it goes to show how important actually, it's not about the engine, it's not about the architecture, it's actually about the data. Right, and it's about the data flows and making sure that you've got the right data in the right place at the right time, second by second, orchestrated without a human.
Amazing. And Apple just announced that their adding in real-time translation services. They're incorporating that into their AirPods,
Yes.
right, with their next release of iOS. How does that affect or benefit what you're doing with AI media?
Oh, I think it clearly demonstrates that the technology is there.
Right.
Right? And if you've got so effectively we're looking at those environments where we've got the 9 squares, right, which is broadcast, government and enterprise, Americas, EMEA and APAC, right? So 3 regions, right? What we're setting out to do is to move from what's in the top left square all the way through all the 9 squares, right? So, and in doing that, what we're looking to do is we're looking to take the lessons that we have learned in the most difficult environment possible, which is broadcast live television in the US.
Yeah, you got to get it right. You got to get it right.
Like we're at the top of the mountain already, right?
Yeah.
If you want to then deliver this service into, meetings at JP Morgan, it's actually an easier problem to try and solve. But you need a different encoder set, right? Because the encoder is going to be in a room. It's not going to be in a broadcast setting. So what we need to do now is we need to understand where are the opportunities to move quickly. And one of the opportunities to move quickly that we've spoken about is Alta Everywhere, right? And Alta Everywhere is about saying, well, we've currently got 6,000 encoders in the world. So AirPods, coming back to the question, AirPods are an encoder. They're encoding the audio because they're listening to the conversation in real time. That's exactly what our devices do. So we're looking to develop more and more encoders that look less like broadcast encoders and look more like AirPods.
Nice. Okay. So it's, see, when Apple typically releases a technology, like quite often they're not first to market, right? But when they do release it, it kind of legitimizes really the technology in a lot of cases. So you're seeing it as validating almost what you've been doing and
it's
really
the same workflow.
Right.
It's exactly they're embedding this exact same workflow in consumer device. We're embedding that workflow in a B2B environment. We launched ours first.
Yes. So what's your focus moving forward, whether that's technology or a market sector? What are you guys looking at for the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, look, it's a great question, and actually, so we're looking to scale the business into those 9 squares. To deliver 60 million in EBITDA in FY29, and we're doing that through adjacencies. So at the moment, if we're in the top left square, which is US broadcast, we're now moving into Europe broadcast and APAC broadcast. And we're also moving into government and then into enterprise
as well.
But to get into government and enterprise, we need a different encoder set. So one of the things that we've been very open about is looking at acquisitions of businesses that have hardware encoders but don't have the software layer of ICAP. So that we could deliver into these markets what we got by acquiring EEG in 2021.
That's fantastic. Look, there's just so much to unpack with the technology that you have, and I can only see it gaining much more traction, especially, I mean, I work in that education / government / corporate sector, and I see huge opportunities for what you're doing. And like you said, what you've already done is the hardest bit, working in broadcasts, live broadcasts, right? Because as I said, you're typically going out to millions of people, especially in North America, going out to millions of people. It's live, you got to get it right. Otherwise, heads are regulated. And it's regulated. There you go, right?
And so if you get it wrong, and you know, the broadcaster's going to get a fine or potentially even be taken off air. Right? And we've got 22 years of experience doing this.
That's incredible.
And so, taking that into government, taking that into enterprise, that gives us the scope to grow the market well beyond 60 million in EBITDA. I've said we can be at 60 million in EBITDA just in broadcast in FY29, right? But I've also said this is an organic target. So to get into government and to get into enterprise, it will require M&A.
Got it.
Not for the software, for the hardware. Because you still need a way of actually capturing the audio from a room. You know, and that's that's not a digital solution. That's not something that Amazon, Google, or Facebook are going to come up with.
Sure.
You know, how do you get the audio out of a room and get it into the engine?
And
that's the encoder.
And hence why you've exhibited at ISE, you exhibit at NAB, you're partnering with AV contractors and also corporates and things like that, because they know how to do all that in-room stuff and how to get it into the encoder. That's their expertise, right?
That's right.
And you'll take it from there once they do that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So if people want more information on AI media, where's the best place to go? What are the next steps?
Well, the website's always a good place. Follow us on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I just book a demo.
Okay.
Get people to just click on the book a demo button. Hear for yourself.
Right. and that demo, that's with a real person, like as a live demo?
We'll organise a live demo. No, live demo, into what language, and then what we'll do is we'll work with you to figure out, where do you want to send the stream? Do you want it on an app? Do you want it to a website? What's your monetization plan? If you're translating English Premier League into Croatian, are you selling ads off the back of that to fund the $30 an hour?
Yep.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, got it.
And so we'll work with you on that integration.
And I remember when I saw this for the first time at ISE, like saw the live demo, I was blown away, right? And you know, I work in the technology space, right? So there's not that many things that blow me away, right? It's just
and look, we've been launching a version of this product since 2018.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
April the 7th was the line in the sand where people went, oh my God, this is amazing.
It's incredible.
Right? Because everything, right? It's like, it's live, it's the translation accuracy, and it's the sound like a human.
Yes.
It doesn't sound like a computer anymore.
And I think it's credit to you guys that you've kind of really held back on releasing this. You know what I mean?
Our timing's everything. Yeah. I mean, it's great. We've got two new board directors, Otto Burkus and Brad Bender. And Otto was one of the original co-founders of the Xbox and was at Microsoft for 25 years.
Wow.
Brad was originally at DoubleClick and then went with that acquisition to Google, where he spent 25 years. And they joined the board last November. And one of the things the only thing we were really focused on is, how do we get this LEXI Voice launch right on April the 7th, and what does it mean? And they both came up with this amazing concept, which is not a minimum viable product, an MVP. Everyone knows MVP. It's actually a minimum lovable product.
Right, I like that.
What's awesome. Actually the minimum thing that could get someone to love it, right?
Yeah.
And up until April the 7th, it didn't sound human.
Okay.
The translation was great. The latency was awesome, but it still sounded a little robotic. And so putting all those three things together, that made it minimally lovable. And the expression on everyone's face when they put it,
I know. You have to see it to believe it.
You have to hear it.
You hear it to believe it. That's true.
You can see people's reactions.
Yes.
You have to see people's reactions. Particularly, it's like, I mean, I don't know Tagalog, right? But when the people putting things on, they go, oh, that's amazing. You go, okay, we're there.
It is incredible.
And the thing is, it works in every language. Whether it was Korean, Japanese, as I said, Tagalog, Thai, Turkish, Arabic, Hebrew, Slovenian, it was all there.
It's amazing.
Like everybody thought it was amazing, whereas 6 months ago, everyone was like, I can see it's getting there.
Yeah, it's got potential.
When you're close. Whereas now it was like, where do I buy?
That's it.
$30 an hour.
Amazing.
You know, go.
Incredible. Incredible. Tony, thank you so much for your time.
It's
been a great discussion, especially here in New York with such a great backdrop. If you've enjoyed this interview, make sure you follow us, The Tech Effect, on LinkedIn, but more importantly, follow AI Media on LinkedIn, hit their website, do yourself a favor and make sure you get a demo, because like we've just been discussing, it will totally blow you away. So, Tony, thanks again for your time, and we'll see you on the next episode.